Hola! I have another one of my amazingly awesome hats. And this video is going to be about embarrassing and awkward situations. So, the first embarrassing situation that I'm going to talk about is when I had a sneezing accident on the bus. So I have been sneezing all morning, and like nothing had been coming out, but I put some paper towels in my pocket just to make sure. And then I started sneezing, and I blew my nose. And then I ran out of paper towels, and then I sneezed this gigantic sneeze, and it was all over my hands, and it was all over my face. It was like all over this area right here, and it was really embarrassing. And this guy was sitting across from me just watching, and I'm like, hey. Which I knew he was going to go tell his friends, and then I was going to be the most embarrassed person of the day. And so I finally got it off by taking the used ones and wiping it on my face, which was pretty gross, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Which I had gotten a paper towel from the bus driver after that, but it didn't help. No, it didn't. It got it like off my face, but then it was all over my hands. Oh my gosh, I need another one, but I don't want to go up there, because then people are going to see it, and it's going to be really embarrassing. Which it couldn't have gotten any more embarrassing than that. And so the next one, I am going to talk about is sneezing in class. I have a lot of embarrassing stories about sneezing. I'm just going to talk about two of them. Well, I had to sneeze really bad, which I had to sneeze all morning. I hold it in like this. I plug my nose, then I blow my face up like this. Which, that helps, because then the sneeze just goes away. You have to yawn after it. So, yawning is better than sneezing, I guess. And so, I sneezed, and I tried to hold it in like that, and so it came out sounding like a giant fart noise. I don't know if it actually sounded like a fart, but it sounded like I made just like a really big fart noise for no reason. And then I'm glad this guy that was sitting across the room was like, it's just a sneeze, everybody. Which is funny, but it's really embarrassing, because I was just sitting on my seat like this, like, oh my god. And I could feel my face turning, like, really, really red. As red and as pink as this. That's how bad it was, because I thought everyone thought that I farted, and that was just really embarrassing. And so the next one I'm going to talk about is when I wore the wrong clothes at a funeral, which I couldn't really help it. When someone died, I'm not going to name who, my mom told me that I couldn't go to the funeral because there was no one to take me. I said, Nana can take me. And then she said, you're not going to want to take you home later. And then Papa said it was okay after we got to his house. And Mom said, what are you going to wear? And then Nana said, she can wear one of my shirts. So, I got one of her old shirts that was a little bit too small for me. But, you know, it had to work. So, I'm not the skinniest person in the world. And so, I went to the funeral, and then there's this girl that looked like she had this face that looked like she thought she owned the place. I was like, I was just sitting there staring at her for no reason, just trying to freak her out so she'd leave, because I did not like her. And then she had the nerve to walk up to me when I went to the bathroom and said, what's your problem? I said, right now, you're my problem. Which that really kind of fired up. But she left me alone, though. You know? Which I think I think she was from like up north, so she didn't even know the dead person as well as me and Nana and Papa. And so I was like, oh yeah, score. You don't even know them as well. I bet you never even met her. Maybe once, twice, most. I met her a bunch of times. I met her in the hospital. But I didn't like meet her in the hospital, but I was with her in the hospital twice. A lot of times, actually. But yeah, I wore the wrong clothes as, you know, she was wearing like this studded black dress. I'm just wearing Nana's shirt, which I like Nana's shirt though. It's nice. And then another embarrassing, it's just like awkward silences. I do not like those. Like, when you're sitting in the car and you're talking to your dad or something, and all of a sudden it just gets really quiet, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I say? I don't want it to be awkward. And then it gets awkward real fast. And you're like, ah, it got awkward! Well, this hat's making me crazy. Let me just take it off. I'll take it off later. And so, and then, like when you're at lunch and you're talking to someone, like you're talking to your best friend at lunch, and then there's nothing left to talk about. And so you're like, did you see what Miss Teacher was wearing? Which that's mean, but you know, there's nothing left to talk about, then what are you supposed to talk about? I woke up like 30 minutes ago. I'm so tired. Okay. That's most, well, that's like, that much of my embarrassing and awkward stories. But I want to hear about your embarrassing and awkward stories, so post them in the comments below. But, adios.